Hello, everybody. Welcome back to another alternate history video for the 2016 election. This is between Hillary Clinton and Jeb Bush. Originally, this was going to be the 2016 matchup. Most people had Bush winning the primaries just because of his name legacy, but Trump ended up ruining that for him. So this scenario only happens if Trump never runs. Bush maybe ends up winning the primary. He was the front runner at the start, I'm pretty sure, too. But let's get right into it. He's an establishment Republican. But then again, Hillary Clinton's extremely unpopular, so he could definitely have a chance against her. Most Republicans probably would have ended up beating Hillary Clinton in the 2016 elections. Let's just fill in these safe blue states. Okay, so starting off, he would definitely get all these states, except for Nebraska second, which would be at least somewhat competitive back then in 2016. Okay. All right, starting off, his home state of Florida, definitely just a likely Republican state. Even though Hillary had quite the advantage with Latino voters. Jeb Bush, he was just very popular in this state as a governor here. So he'll be able to win Florida by a likely Republican margin. Same with Texas. Again, George Bush, he was from the state of Texas, so that legacy last name and him being a more just regular standard Republican is pretty establishment one, but South Republicans are able to win quite well in Texas. Alaska also would have been a safe Republican state. Georgia and North Carolina, Hillary didn't really do the best, and North Carolina almost lost it by a likely margin to Trump. So Bush would probably improve on that margin in Georgia and North Carolina. And Ohio and Iowa, I could see Bush not being as a populist Republican would definitely hurt him in these states. Ohio, he would only win by a lean Republican margin. Iowa, I still think we probably would have saw that like rural revolt against Hillary Clinton in the state of Iowa, but would Bush's margin be as big as a likely margin or so? That is a good question to have. I think Hillary still would have been pretty unpopular in this state. I still think Bush would have been able to win this state by about 5 or 6 points or so. So I'm going to keep this as a narrow, likely Republican state. In the state of Maine, we probably still saw some of that rural weakness for Hillary in this state. So Maine would be about likely blue. Maine second, however, I think Bush would be able to narrowly tilt it Republican. Again, she was very weak in these rural parts of the state. She did really bad in the 2016 Democratic primary in rural parts of states. So I think we still would have saw Bush just narrowly edge out a tilt Republican victory here. In the state of Colorado, it actually would have been fairly competitive with Bush as an establishment candidate. Same with New Mexico. So I'd put these states probably as lean blue in New Mexico. Colorado, remain as toss up for now. I just got to think about it some more as we're going through these states. Arizona probably would have been likely Republican. Same with New Hampshire or Nevada. He would have been able to tilt this into the Republican column by, yeah, a tilt margin or so, I'd say. Nebraska second would have been likely Republican too. Again, Hillary Clinton picking Tim Kaine in a Bush matchup definitely would have been the best strategic choice here, but it would have been a lot more narrower than it was with Trump. So to put this as a tilt blue state here. Minnesota probably still would have ended up going towards Hillary. It would have been a more narrow margin or so, though. I think she was always bound to underperform in these Rust Belt states. It's kind of tough to see how Wisconsin and Michigan and Pennsylvania goes. Michigan probably still ends up staying as a narrow Hillary Clinton state. Again, he isn't a populist Republican, so he wouldn't have done as well here as Trump would have. He's very establishment too, so the polls back then showed Hillary up by like 2 points or so, but she wouldn't have had such a bad disadvantage with the Electoral College because Bush is now a populist Republican and wouldn't have done as well in the Rust Belt states. The state of Wisconsin, I still think it would have been fairly close, honestly. I think it would have been about tilt blue. Same with Pennsylvania, probably would have been about tilt blue as well. However, the state of New Hampshire, I think Bush probably would have been able to narrowly edge out a victory here against Hillary Clinton. Again, 8 years of party fatigue for the Democrats. Probably could have caught up to him here. Even Trump managed to almost win the state of New Hampshire back in 16. So I could see Bush just narrowly flipping the state Republican. State of Colorado probably would have stayed Democratic, just looking at it. It would have been a 270 to 268 Electoral College matchup. So it would have came down to the wire. Just one of these states could have flipped. Maybe Bush underperformed and made second. We have an electoral college tie, but would have favored Republicans just due to how the electoral college tie works out in their favor. But other than that, I think Bush just narrowly would have edged out Hillary Clinton here unless she managed the win in Nevada or New Hampshire. She could have changed that result. But that's would have been my prediction for this alternate history scenario in 2016. Let me know what you think of this video down in the comments below, and thanks so much for watching. See you all in the next one.